I'm even actually #1 Vlad. Look into my fucking eyes, you think I'm playing?
Dude, you're scaring me, bro.
He wouldn't expect a guy dressed as a girl.
You should be in an institution for mental people. And
Yes. On the beach, I literally have videos with see-through pants and bikini. That might be comedy, but it delivers and shows you the problem. You can see actual terror in their eyes.
how did he get murdered?
Bomb. And what do I mean like a drag queen? Women do not act like drag queens.
As a bit of a revenge.
It's not so much as a revenge.
Today, I'm with a very special guest. His name is Vladimir, known as many other names. We'll talk about that in a second. But I've seen this guy all over YouTube, of course, all over TikTok and Instagram. And we recently became friends. So I decided to have a small chat with him, podcast style, and let him tell us a lot of things that he hasn't told anyone before. So today we're going to find out a lot of secrets about Vladimir. Vladimir, welcome to my channel.
Hello, nice to be here. So as you mentioned before, I am known as Vladimir, Vladenciel, Natalia, Natalia Munarova. There are many, many names. And that mostly has to do with branding and some characters I created. So anything that has to do with Natalie is basically my female character, which if they don't know, I do something that's not very ordinary. I dress up as a girl and I usually like prank people outdoors. We'll talk about that in a second more in depth, I guess. But that's very general idea of what I do. So my character's name is Natalie, and one of my catchphrases is I am Vladimir in a heavy Russian accent, and that's why many people know me as Vladimir, and all my channels are Vladenciel, so that's a quick explanation.
Right, most people that are watching this probably know who you are. And if they don't, they're definitely going to hear about you very soon, because you're actually blowing up pretty fast. You're doing something that there's not a lot of people doing, and I heard
there is
yesterday,
no one doing.
You told me there was no one else
Not
doing
even
it.
a
You're the
single person.
only person
Yep.
that's doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's essentially a global monopoly, if you want to put it that way.
Well, because of that reason only, everyone's going to be hearing about what Vladimir is doing pretty much very soon. But let's take it a notch back, and I want the people that see you do all these things know a little bit more about you as who you are. As Vlad the Cypriot, who you're also...
I'm half Cypriot, half Russian.
You're half Cypriot, half Russian. Your mother is Russian?
Yeah.
And your dad is Cypriot.
Correct.
And you were born here in Cyprus. Tell me a little bit of how it started from when you were born to somewhere today, to know where Vladimir's story actually went.
So I'll give you a quick overview, and wherever you need like a little bit more in depth, let's say, you can always stop me and ask for it. So as you mentioned, I was born in Cyprus, but I was born in a tavern. We didn't have a house back then because my father used to like operate a fish tavern, and that's basically where our family was. I say family with quotation marks because, for example, my father would cheat a lot on my mother, like with random women. He would gamble a lot, so I wouldn't really call that a family. Throughout my childhood, I wouldn't say we had like a serious problem with money while we were with my dad, because he would like take care of food, blah blah, etc. But when I was 8 years old, we actually had to run away from him literally while he wasn't home, because my mother couldn't take the whole abuse thing anymore.
How was the relationship between your father and mother? Was it abusive always?
For the majority of the time. For example, he would get like really mad for the dumbest things you could imagine. Like, for example, she would cook something he doesn't like, he would throw it off the table, break the plate. It's like, what is the shit you just cooked? You know?
So
that kind of thing.
So what was your relationship, the relation between your father and mother? Was it a love story, or was it, how was it? How did they meet? Was she his first wife?
No, second.
This is his second wife?
Yeah.
How did they meet?
I don't know exactly. All I know is that my mother came from Russia to Cyprus, and I don't remember, to be honest, where they met.
Okay.
But even though he was like much older than my mother, he would have like really good genetics. He would be good looking, like strong, wide back. He would look like 15 years younger than what he was.
So she was just a tourist?
I don't remember what exactly.
Or she came to work here?
I think it had to do with work, as much as I remember.
Did she work for your father?
No, she was working somewhere else, and I think my father went to where she was working, something like that.
Okay.
I don't really remember exactly.
Something developed there, and eventually they had you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
From my mother, no, but from my father's side, yes.
So you don't have any siblings but you have other siblings from another marriage.
Yes.
Are you close to them?
No, I was about to say that, which I don't consider them siblings.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a strong believer that you choose your family. Family has nothing to do with blood. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
That's my way I go about life. And the reason for that is that, I killed the mosquito. I hope you caught it.
No, you didn't. It's still here.
No, it was on my...
Oh, it's a brother. It's a sibling.
Possibly. So, because I've been through many difficult times in my life, and always the people who were close to me were never actually family. Quite the opposite. You know what they say? Your biggest hater is someone you know, and your biggest fan is someone you have never met.
Yes.
That couldn't be more true.
You feel that, yeah?
Oof. Then none of them really believed me. In me. Anything that had to do with social media, everyone's gonna be like, you're gonna fail. Oh, I can't watch you, but just stop it already. If you drop out of university to do this, you're not my brother anymore.
So no support.
Zero. Absolute zero. And I was like, okay. Do you don't want me to talk to you anymore? That's exactly what I will do. Trust me, I don't care.
You didn't care?
No. Why would I? If somebody doesn't care about me, why would I care about them? I don't care what they are to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a father that wasn't really supporting. On the contrary, he was pretty abusive, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. And your mother, how's your relationship with your mother?
It's really good. Thankfully, my mother is an absolute hero.
But your father used to beat her?
Yeah. And that's why...
You used to see that? You used to watch that?
Yeah.
How old were you?
6, 7,
Pretty
5,
young.
Yeah.
Did it traumatize you?
Well, can you explain what you mean by that?
Did it give you trauma that you're dealing with or you haven't dealt with at the moment?
Right now I'm fine. I have gone through pretty much everything. But around until my teenage years, I would say that I was pretty traumatized. I would cry really easily. I was afraid of everything, stuff like that. Yeah. But right now it's exactly the contrary. I don't really give a. And
you don't give an F.
Yeah, I don't give an F, and I'm not really scared of most things. So as you can see in the videos, because many people ask me how do you find the courage to do that, or aren't you scared when you're doing that? And my realistic response is that that's the easy part of my life. That's the easiest it has ever been, actually.
Why?
Because as I told you, even when I was 10 years old, my eldest brother got murdered. Okay.
Your eldest brother?
Yeah.
That's not from your mother?
Correct.
Your brother?
Got murdered.
Were you close to him?
I was the closest to him out of all my siblings.
Okay.
Because he would come over sometimes,
How did he get murdered?
Bomb.
Okay.
In the car. Yeah. And he was the closest.
How old were you? Sorry.
I was 10. It was 2000. Yeah, okay. I was at 10. So it wasn't we were close, but I was the closest in comparison to the rest. I would see him maybe once a week or something. So that got me worried that maybe I am next. Maybe I will get kidnapped. Maybe something, because I'm the next kind of link.
So your father did that, all that negativeness in the family, or was it something?
Yeah, because my brother just followed the steps of my father. So he would gamble as well, and that's why he got where he got.
Is that how your father lost all his money?
It's either gambling, women, bad habits. I can't pinpoint exactly what it was, but it's essentially a result of many bad habits. And so imagine 10 years old, I have to deal with not only abuse at home, because even after we left my father, due to court settlings and stuff, I would still have to see my father once a week or something like that. And that one time was really interesting, to say the least, because he would just come pick me up with the car, and he would scream at me. He would throw slurs at my mom, your mother is
What? Your mother?
Your mother is a slut. Your mother is. He just keeps throwing all that shit to a 10-year-old kid. casual stuff. Meanwhile, I have to deal with the part that, okay, maybe something will happen to me. I don't know. At the same time, because we left my father, and back then my mother was still an immigrant, so she had to work 2 jobs to barely survive. Like, even before she got like the second job and stuff, we barely had food to eat. Like, it was barely enough to cover the rent, bills and stuff. So imagine as a 10, 11-year-old kid having to do through all that shit, It
must have been horrible.
It really does things to your brain. Like, you really grow up much, much sooner than you are supposed to. But now compare all this stuff, to having some guy just come and sexualize you.
Right.
Child's play. So that's essentially the answer. Like, it's so incomparable that it's like the easiest thing.
Look, you say it's child's play, but don't you
For
think...
me.
Yes, of course, for you. Don't you think there's a link to both? Don't you think there's a link to how your father was treating you and your mother?
Yeah, absolutely.
To what you're doing right now?
Absolutely.
In the sense
there is, because...
Go ahead.
The type of men that do the things in my videos are the type of men my father was. It's the kind of men that would go after many women, had no respect for women, and so on and so forth. It's the same type of male deep down.
So deep down inside, do you also think that in a way you're exposing these men
potentially, yes,
as a bit of a revenge to what happened with your father?
It's not so much as a revenge. You know what? I'm not vengeful. I believe that the best revenge is to basically do things your enemies could never achieve and just let them watch it. That's the best revenge for me, I would say. Like, if I hate someone, I will never try to harm them. I'll just succeed as much as possible, and I want them to watch.
Are you still afraid of your father?
No, he died many years ago.
Oh, he died. How did he die?
He died from like a cardiac arrest, but at the brain.
It's stroke?
I think it's a stroke. It's called a stroke, I think.
It's a stroke, yes.
Encefalico.
Encefalico is
okay.
I believe the correct term is stroke.
Stroke, yeah, I think so.
When did he die?
2020.
What did you feel when he died?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You didn't miss him? You didn't think,
absolutely nothing. That's the case.
That the guy who gave birth to me is dead? It didn't bother you?
Absolutely nothing.
Was it maybe a bit cheerful for you that he died?
No, it was absolutely...
You were not glad that he died? You had zero emotion.
Completely zero emotion. It's as if I told you...
Right.
What did you feel that I moved the glass?
Right.
Nothing. Exactly. That's exactly the kind of emotion that it felt. Nothing. I'm like, okay.
I'm just interested to see if what you're doing right now is related to what happened to your childhood. Because you're telling me first, you had a bad childhood in the sense that you didn't have money. You had an abusive father that was beating you up, treating your mother with disrespect, calling her names, beating her up. Mm-hmm. And fast forward 18 years, 20 years later, what you are doing right now is you're exposing men that come and treat women in a derogative and disrespectful way. Mm-hmm. You feel empowered when you do that. When somebody comes to you, you know that you are not a woman who's without power, just sitting down there and is going to be abused. You know that the minute that you change your voice to a male, you've got the power to get this guy to step away or feel that they can't mess with you. So you have the upper hand, but you're waiting with that secret weapon that you have. And right now you seem to be doing something that, I'm not saying it's linked. I'm not saying that it has anything to do with it. I'm just wondering if you feel that there has anything to do with it.
I feel that, that the answer is yeah. And the reasoning is pretty simple, because in the core, the men who treat women that way are also very similar to what my father was actually. Like, disrespectful to women, that kind of stuff. And I feel like because I've watched this entire thing from my mother's perspective, that I developed an empathy for it, you know? Because I would see like, okay, the actions of my father, and then I would see the consequences it would have on my mother. I would see her crying, I would see shit like that. So I grew the empathetic part, and I was like, this is wrong, this is fucked up, you know? So I feel that up to a point, it is somehow related that, you know what? I wanna show parts of the, of how women like are treated and stuff by that kind of men that you cannot really see anywhere else. And sometimes I do get like comments by some random guy that, oh, this is fake, this is staged, these are actors. As if you could convince a random actor to play that role. Like, anyway. And you will see immediately like 100 women like attacking him in the comments like, you have no idea what's going on. This is not even the worst that could happen and stuff like that. So there is need for that kind of exposure of this social problem, let's say. And one of the best ways to deliver absolutely anything is to gamify it. And what I mean by that, you add some product of comedy or entertainment into it. Because even you, as a person who is not interested in a particular topic, the easiest way I can get you to be interested and to actually watch it is to make it fun for you. That's why a big element at the end is me surprising them and making them not just like switching sides with them, making them the woman in that part, let's say. So what they would do and make the woman feel, now they feel. So that's also a good like reverse roles kind of thing, which is interesting. But also I try and make it so weird for them that you as a viewer, you find it amusing. But that might be comedy, but it delivers and shows you the problem.
Yeah.
And you will watch it because it's entertaining. So it's 2-in-1.
So I would say it's 3-in-1 because not only is it highlighting a problem that people don't talk about, I mean, it's pretty clear. You're highlighting the taboo that men, some men, are pigs, are assholes, are disrespectful and have let's say no respect at all to women. And this journey that you've embarked on, I'm sure you, from what I understood from other podcasts as well, you've done many other things before you got to this stage. You tried singing, you tried, what did
Everything
you do?
You can
Acting.
imagine. Everything you can imagine.
And nothing really stuck. It didn't really.
Yeah. And I feel like you will succeed at the thing that not just you're the best at, but you can deliver also the best. And what I mean by that, me as a character, as Vlad, I'm someone who likes to F with people. Meaning that I like kind of like weirder humor. I like situations where people just don't know how to react. I consider that funny. Okay? So I always had that element in me, and I am good at making that happen. As you can see in the videos, I literally apply just that part of my character. I make the other person feel so awkward and so weird that it's funny to watch. But that's who I am as a person. Like, even if we just hang out, like, we come like 5 people and like, I invite you to my house, let's go watch a movie or something, I don't know. I will be throwing random jokes that everyone is be like, what? That's a part of me. So I just apply that to my videos. And I even like supercharge it to make it even funnier to watch. The other thing is that because it's something that I personally consider actually important, because many people do videos for money, okay? Which I guess is fine, but they don't really believe in what they're doing. And that really happens in America. I have seen and I have talked with many creators, which if it wasn't for money, they simply would have zero reason to do the videos they're doing, even though they claim otherwise, but we all know that's not the truth. But whenever I do that, I actually feel like, you know what? I did something good. And in combination with that, I actually get to do the humor that I enjoy, and the fact that I feel that I did something good, it gives me some sort of fulfillment, let's say. Like, I feel happy about it at the end of the day. It's not like, oh, I'm going to work, oh, I just need to film this to get paid and get it over with.
You said it gives you, you get fulfilled.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing something right.
So, as a character, you know what's amazing? Everything you do in terms of what people see is one side, which is you make people laugh. You dress up as a woman. You're really good at it, and we'll talk about how good you are being a woman later. But I want to come back to the essence. You're really good at doing that. You're really good at playing the role of a woman, a defenseless woman that can be sort of abused by someone. And
there is a reason for that.
And I'm going to come to that. So you do play that role really well. You're a superb actor. As you, for you to be able to do that, you need to be able to act, and you're a great actor with that. Even the persona and the voice and everything about it. Let's look beyond the comedy, because the comedy is what everyone sees. It's funny, haha, what an idiot. How could he do that?
Yeah.
And all that is the shallow part of it. But if we go deep into it, into what's going on there, it's what I'm interested in.
Okay.
And the depth of what's going on is a talented actor that's funny, that has found a niche, and is doing something. And you talked about your team in the podcast. You're not a very big team. You're a very small team.
Yeah,
which
we're a small team.
You're mostly the team, and you've got people videoing you, doing the scripts, doing edits and all that. Sorry, you do the scripts, but helping you with the edits and all that. But you're basically also doing that part. So you're doing the technical part. You're doing all the creative part. You're actually the actor, the whole persona. But more importantly, on top of all that, you come from a background that you shouldn't be able to do any of that. You should be in an institution for mental people for what's been happened to you. You should be depressed. You should be, according to the laws of physics, if a kid is abused, if a kid is treated so badly, I mean, that person will be scarred. And let me just finish with this. A normal person would be scarred, and he would not be comfortable doing anything that you were doing. Yet, you bypassed all that. You took that, you harnessed it, and you used it as an ability for you to overpower and become something much stronger. And I see that, I'm sorry, I'm just going on a little bit of speech because it came to me right now. I see that your talent is not just what you do on camera. Your talent comes from when you were a child to how you became there, how you bypassed all the problems any normal person would have gone through, and all the difficulties. You've overcome all these traumas that maybe you will deal with them later on, or you've already dealt with them in your own way. You've probably already dealt with them. You've bypassed and you've taken all that and you've used it to do something so powerful that nobody else is doing. And so many women will be so happy to hear that even though you're playing that man in a woman's dress, you're actually highlighting something so important. And why I wanted to have a podcast with you is because when you started telling me your story, I didn't just see the comedy part. I also saw where you came from it, how it built to that. Mm-hmm. And that's actually primarily the most important part of your journey, is where you came from to become there. And I have to tell you, I think you're fantastic at what you do. I think you're a talent that doesn't come very often.
Thank you.
There's very few people that are as powerful mentally, emotionally, to be able to go through all that and empower yourself to do what you're doing. And anyone that's hating, anyone that's commenting, anyone that doesn't understand all that, I would love them to sit in your shoes when you were an 8-year-old.
Oh, they couldn't.
I would love them to spend one day in your shoes as an 8-year-old, as a 10-year-old, as a 16-year-old, as an 18-year-old, whatever your journey was, and come and tell you what they just told you. Because they have no idea what they're talking about. And the more hateful comments, the more there is people that have no idea what's going on in the world. Those people do not understand what is going on.
No, actually, the majority of the people with whom I spoke generally, not just like people who are close to me, it's the people who have never been gone through any actual hardships in their life. And what do I mean by that? Like their hardest day in their life, even since they were born, might be like one of the easiest of my childhood. That's what I mean. And they would come and they would be like, my life is so miserable. This happened, you know? And I just sit there listening like, that's hard? And like that person would actually like criticize me at the same time about some of the decisions that I'm making in some of my videos or some of my videos.
Absolutely.
And like, I don't even consider that a problem, because people need to understand one very important thing. 80% is how you react to something, and only 20% is actually what happens. That's how the result is formed. There you cannot, everything is about how you view something. And what do I mean by that? As I told you, as you said before, I could easily be like doing drugs, being depressed, like, oh, my life was shit, I was broke, blah, blah. Or I could just take all that and be like, okay, if I survive through all that, then I doubt there is going to be things that are much harder than that, I guess. So I'm already prepared. So I can view it as something positive, you know? It's everything how you view the world.
How you perceive it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everything's about perception.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely. When you act as a woman, there's quite a lot going on there.
Yeah.
And you don't just act as a woman. You have to make these people believe you are a woman.
Correct.
With everything about you. How do you do that?
That's actually a very big part of what real acting is. And what do I mean real acting? You will see many actors who say they're actors on social media and stuff like that. And what they would do is that they would just put on a wig and just set it up in a way where you can see that's a man acting like a drag queen. And what do I mean like a drag queen? Women do not act like drag queens. Drag queens essentially are an over-feminized, let's say, attitude. Because you don't see women going like, oh, you know, stuff like that. That's overacting.
Yeah.
Which is not realistic. Okay, so when you see a drag queen, you know that's a man dressed as a woman because of the overacting. So any kind of acting needs to sell it. I don't care if it's dressing up as a woman. I don't care if it's dressing up as Batman. If I'm dressing up as Batman, I will actually make you believe that, wait, is this guy having a Batmobile coming at me? Like, I will actually make you consider that as a possibility. Like, is he gonna throw like some nunchucks at me or something like that? What's going on? You know, I need to make you consider that. That's what real acting, according to myself, is. And that's what many people say in the comments, that you're way too good at this, so you must be gay. Okay, I might as well be Batman at that point. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but that's, in my opinion, what real acting is. Because how I practiced any kind of acting ever since my childhood is that, as I mentioned before, I had a problem with crying a little bit too much because of the abuse. Because as soon as my father would get me into the car and he started shouting at me, I was scared, I was crying. You know what's the only real combat to it? I actually started actively trying to control my emotions. I actually started searching up on the internet, how can you control your emotions? How can you not smile when you're feeling happy? How can you not cry when you're feeling like you wanna die? Like stuff like that. I would actually cry and be like, wait, I need to stop. And I felt like dying inside, and I would do that. So I eventually came to a point where that would happen so often that I would fully control my emotions. Let's say I'm that point. When there is like a very tragic situation, I could like stay calm. When there is like a really funny situation, most of the times I could keep a straight face, because that's another thing that many people ask me, how do you keep a straight face? Because it's vice versa. The same way I keep a happy face when I'm sad, I will keep a straight face when I want to laugh my ass off.
Yeah. You know what I would say? I would say, because again, looking past what you see on the screen, those people that ask these questions, those people that wonder all these things, the answers are very simple.
Yeah.
The answer is live in your shoes and you will understand what it is, or understand how you're coming from. Actually, the fact that they don't understand any of that and they comment and they hate and just gives you a confirmation that they haven't gone through anything through life.
I know that for a fact.
That is fairly remotely similar to what you've gone through. So, in fact, and I'm sure you don't care about the comments. No.
Yeah,
Do you care about the comments?
I don't.
You don't care. And that's because you've gone way past that. I mean, it's good to have a good comment every now and then, but when there's a comment says that, oh, you must be gay, you must be this, it's from people that have no idea what they're talking about.
I know.
For them to be able to say that, because it takes quite a lot for what you're doing to happen. If I take the general population and I tell 1,000 people, do what this guy's doing, hardly anybody, and I'm talking men here, hardly anybody will be close to successful. They'll either be shy, they wouldn't get it right, they would feel uncomfortable. There's so many reasons.
There is actually a reason that I'm the only one globally who does that. It's because the requirements to pull off successfully real content like that, the requirements are almost impossible. And what do I mean by that? I'm just gonna start from the acting part, which is like the easiest to understand, right? You need to be able to act the part. Okay, many would argue that I don't sound exactly like a woman, which, okay, it's true. I haven't invested that much.
We're gonna do that later as well.
Wait, yes. But it's believable in the whole package. Yeah. So if you hear the voice alone, you might tell, but in the whole package and under the circumstances, it's believable because you don't expect a man to do that. That's a very big part of all my pranks in general. I place it in a situation where the person who is on the other side does not expect something like that. Like, he wouldn't expect a guy dressed as a girl in some random, I don't know, like street, which is also kind of dark. Like, it's so many like random events that the other person won't even think that, oh, that's a guy. Yeah. That's why many people get surprised. And people are like, oh, can they see or hear it's a man? Even if they could, it's not the first thing that you're going to hear in all of these situations. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to do like a lot with playing with illusions and stuff.
There's another requirement you forgot. Your past.
Okay, yeah, because many people need to act while
it's very important.
While like dumb shit is happening to them.
That is the surface. Deep down, your past is very important.
Yeah, it is.
Because that is your momentum is coming from somewhere. It's not coming just because you're funny and you're a good actor. There's something else that's driving you. And perhaps I'm not a psychologist or an analyst here, but from what you're telling me, I feel that your past has a great deal to do with how good you are now.
It does.
And how good you pull it off. And the reason why...
I actually consider that an unfair advantage, my past.
Absolutely. That's your unfair advantage.
Like anyone who is trying to do stuff like that. And I see many people who, for some reason, I don't know, they try to compare themselves to me. Like, the only person you need to compare yourself to is yourself, realistically. Yeah. But the thing is that I hear like people who are even like relatively close to me right now who wanna do content, and they're like, "Oh, but you do this like that, or you." Why are you comparing yourself to me? I have an unfair advantage. I'm fully aware of it. I'm just using that unfair advantage. It's like having a double-edged sword, but realizing you can hold it from the middle when there is no blade. Absolutely. And you can swing it both ways.
Absolutely.
That's like the easiest. I just thought of that example. It's actually a really cool example. Good. Yeah, it's like having a double-edged sword, but realize you can actually grab it from the middle, and then you have two swords. So you can literally do this. That's a good example.
I want to salute you for that, for the example, and I want to salute you with what you've done up till now.
The requirements. So you need to be a man, obviously, to do the whole thing. Sound like a woman, look like a woman, act like a woman under like weird circumstances you have never experienced before, because many times you don't know what's coming. That's the thing. In the majority, you will see me remaining calm and like going with the flow, even though I get something that I never experienced or never expected before. Like with the guy in New York who pinned me on the wall. Like I never experienced that before. It was the first time.
That was pretty dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. But I had to like improvise all the time. Like, okay, what's going on now? How do I handle this, etc., etc. So that's just the acting part. Let's go one step further, and let's say that I'm also the director while doing that. And what do I mean by that? While I'm talking to a person, I need to be aware of what is the positioning of my camera guy, what is the positioning of the other guy. So with my body, I will make movements that I will guide the other person in a way that it looks the best possible on camera.
And to be in frame.
And to be in frame, exactly.
Yeah.
So many people ask me how they don't see the first person view, which is my phone. You know how they don't see it? It just blends in the acting. Because I am acting very feminine and I am holding the phone as if I'm just holding my phone. So, for example, I'm not holding my phone. Let me just give you a really quick demonstration. Okay, so if I was a woman and you found like in the street, you're some guy who approached me, I'm not gonna be like this recording you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now I'm listening to you. Notice how my phone is just very naturally aiming towards you. That's me recording.
Yeah.
So I blend it in the acting. So I am directing this because I know that, okay, from this side, I can actually see your face. From this side, you might actually see the background. I'm aware of what this is filming, what the camera guy is filming. And at the same time, I need to be able to stall the situation if needed.
Yeah.
Because natural things may happen. Many people may come in front of the camera. We might overall be in a very bad spot because in the New York, it was a very bad spot because there was a strong light source behind. So the camera guy had to also adjust and stuff like that. And at that point, I should literally pause the scene.
And you can't pause that.
Well, I can again with some acting. You can prolong
it.
Yeah, I prolong it. How do I do? I will pretend that I didn't hear what the other person said. I will act a little bit stupid, you know? So like if you would talk to me, I would like, Huh?
Yeah.
You know, I would do random just to stall, and I would do like 5 different things that would just stall until I get the okay that, okay, every shot is clear, you know? So I need to do the acting, the directing at the same time, and I also need to reach the correct climax. And what do I mean by that? I actually need to actively think what's the best possible way I can reverse the situation in a funny way? Because, okay, there is a guy who is harassing me, whatever. What's the funniest possible way I have with the tools around me to reverse it in the most entertaining way?
The outcome.
Yeah.
The outcome has to be, in a way, funny and positive. You don't want to end it in tragedy.
Funny, positive,
or...
it passes the message, and at the same time, it shows some wit. The things that I like to have in my humor, I like when there is some level of wit in my humor.
Level of wit, yeah.
Yeah, maybe some kind of punchline, some kind of pun, some kind, something that I use, something that he did against him.
Yeah.
I believe it's really funny.
You know, also one more requirement which you're forgetting.
Oh, no, I'm not done yet with the
You haven't
requirement.
done. Okay, let's see if you know which one I'm talking about.
Also, after all that, you also need the actual ability to be able to make those videos. You need to already have established some, you need someone to film who is skilled at that, right? So you need camera crew, you need to be able to, as I said, be able to understand how to direct and how it's gonna be edited. Because the way I'm gonna even present the punchline, it's 90% of the times it has to do with the editing I'm not gonna do. So I could just do like, I'm Vladimir and just jump scare you, or I could just like scale it up and then do the punchline because I'm already thinking how it's gonna be edited.
Yeah, yeah. One more thing you forgot,
Go on.
which I'm sure you've mentioned it, but it's very clear. Your ability to improvise on the spot
Yeah,
is so important.
That's the most insane thing.
Because all of that
Improvisation.
With all that knowledge, put all that together, your knowledge, you're being at the moment acting like a woman as perfect as you can. You sound like one. You're thinking where the cameras are. You're thinking about the lighting. You're thinking about the punchline.
And improvising at the same time.
But you have no idea what this guy is going to say next, how he's going to move, what hand he's going to put where. And you're improvising on the spot to say, okay, this is how I'm going to reverse this and finish the punchline this way. All these things, nobody ever sat down with you and told you, wow, how the hell can you manage all that?
Not really, rarely. Oh, and by the way, so let's imagine we actually get a person who can do that. Okay, realistically, if he is a straight guy, okay, there is a very big chance that he will either feel bad from the criticism that, oh, these people believe that I'm not straight or something like that. I'm just literally feeding off the comments right now to give you examples. Or if you have a gay person who most of the times would lean more towards the feminine side, they would actually then feel like a woman instead of a man who is in the control of the situation. So it's so difficult to find someone who can actually be on the perfect gray line in the middle.
Yes.
Like, the requirements are absolutely crazy, realistically. I'm not even saying that
that's why you're one
to present,
That's why you're one in not a million, a billion. There's nobody else
now,
like you.
Right now.
And it's amazing that you've reached that. And I want to salute you for what you've done and what you've achieved. But I also want to tell you something. You've just started, from what I can see.
Well,
this is you just starting. You haven't even scratched it, because if you can do all that, the sky's the limit. You can do so much more because you've already done that. You've perfected it. And I'm a little bit more experienced than you in terms of entertainment production and where it's going. I have no knowledge in terms of what you've done on YouTube, on social media and all that yet. But I can see that you have just started, and people have no idea how much you can do. And I have full faith in what you're about to start. This is just the beginning. Oh, where is next for you?
You forgot one very important thing.
Go ahead.
I am literally sick in one specific aspect.
What?
I am a workaholic to a disgusting level.
Well, you have to be, or else forget it.
You don't understand. I do nothing else. Yeah. I actually do nothing else.
15 hours a day?
Yeah.
This is you?
Yeah.
Every day?
Every day, from the moment I wake up till the moment I go to sleep, I do nothing else but work. So let's just add it on top. So even if somebody could do all that, they also need to be able to literally get any kind of satisfaction from that. Other people would go to cinema, do something else, to get their mind of things.
Play games. Gamble.
I do nothing else but work, because that's what gives me like that mental satisfaction.
Yes.
I feel like I'm achieving things, and that's what makes me feel good, and therefore I do it even more.
Well, I'm following the social media scene in Cyprus and in Greece, and I haven't found many people that I respect so highly in terms of what they've achieved. You're one of the very few.
Thank you.
In Cyprus that I feel you've really done something. There's also Phidias, who I feel has done amazing in his life and what he's achieved. He's also someone new who's blown up in very short time, but also took his childhood and made the best out of it. And right now, people like that, for me, are people that are putting Cyprus in a different spotlight, because Cyprus was, in many ways, viewed as just a tourist destination that has nothing else. Maybe a little bit of export of halloumi, all that. But we also have some local talent that is starting to...
Wait, we also are the reason that crypto blew up.
Yes, but nobody's going to admit that.
Yeah, but we are the reason crypto blew up. Because if the government didn't take the money, there wouldn't be a sudden urge to find a way. So, see?
If they didn't steal from us,
Bitcoin would be nothing without Cyprus.
Yeah, so remember that, Bitcoin. Thanks, Cyprus, for that. However, you are one of the very few people, I don't know other people here in Cyprus that have achieved so much. And I feel you're going to do great things in life.
Thank you.
And you're just started, and I have no idea what you're feeling when you do these things, but I do have a little bit of experience of what you did, what you're doing. I did it once or twice. I dressed up in carnival as a woman, once as Jessica Arba, once as the mother of Wednesday.
Okay.
Mortimer, what's her name?
Morticia.
Morticia, sorry, Mortimer. Morticia. And although mine was more of a carnival look, it was pretty good. I had the right breasts, I had the right hair, and I had to do that persona. Now, I know zero experience on how to be a woman. You have. But even with that, with zero knowledge, I wore heels for that. And I walked into a place that I know everyone. And everybody knows me. But nobody recognized me.
See,
not a single person recognized me. It was a place that I literally work and I know everybody. Not a single person recognized me.
You know why that is, right?
Go ahead.
I mentioned earlier that it's all about what somebody expects in a situation.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Right now, even if I look great, people actually would expect me because they have seen someone similar on social media. So even if I walk somewhere where nobody knows me, somebody might suspect because the general look, like bangs, that kind of makeup, they have seen it somewhere.
Yes.
So it will click because there is an expectancy of that. On you, nobody expected that you is gonna do that.
Absolutely no one. And the weirdest part is not that nobody recognized me. The weirdest part was some of them were flirting with me as a woman. And some, which I know very well, were literally flirting with me in my ear, not having a clue it was me. And some of them were my friends. And I was like, is this guy, does he know that it's me? And is he, is he playing along?
Yeah.
Or does he really not know it's me? And I took it so far to actually answer that question, and they did not know it was me. They were literally flirting with me. And this is a person who is slightly older, slightly more, confident in the place where I was, in a place full of my friends. And I felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable because the people were flirting with me as a woman. I want to turn that around now. In a person who, you're pretty young, you're 26, you're pretty young in the sense that you haven't experienced as much yet, but you've experienced quite a lot for your age. You're going on the street in a random place, not only in your country, but you're traveling around the world in foreign countries, in foreign streets, in dangerous streets. I mean, New York's not exactly the safest place on earth, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love New York. We all love New York, but there are streets where you don't walk on these streets on your own as a man with a gun, let alone a woman, looking like you do, which you look pretty attractive, especially at night with makeup. And you purposely wear clothes that doesn't say that I'm an angel, you know? It says, come and flirt with me.
Actually, we try multiple stuff. And why do I mean by that? According to the time of the day and the setting of the area, I would wear something similar. Because what you're referring to is like more of my club outfit, as I like to call it.
Your club outfit.
Because
I'm ready to party kind of outfit.
Yeah, but at the same time, it makes sense because I would walk in streets where not far away, there are bars, clubs. So the outfit makes sense in that point because I could be just a girl who is going or coming from there. So in the setting, it makes sense.
Yes.
If you see some other videos, I'm literally wearing leggings and like normal stuff. I'm trying to make realistic scenarios according to the area I'm in.
Right.
In that sense.
Right.
If you see on the beach, I literally have videos with see-through pants and bikini.
Yes.
You might say that's too provocative. Yes. Well, I'm on the beach. Guess what? Everyone is like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you go through that and you put yourself in that situation in a foreign country, and there's not much people you know around you. It is not carnival, so you're not expected to be dressing up as a woman. You're really good as a woman, and you come in and you expose yourself in a situation where anything could go wrong. But with what you're exposing, I have the most important question for you and the viewers. With what you're exposing, are you shocked with the behavior of men towards you? Or is it starting to be normal for you?
It's starting to be normal to me now, but I used to, like many other men, not believe these things existed. Because how do we approach mentally those things? You hear a woman saying like, I'm actually scared to go grab some milk at like 9 p.m., which is like 10 minutes away, maybe 5 minutes away. You as
just
a man,
down the road, yeah.
Yeah, you as a man think, why? It's like 5 minutes away.
Nothing's gonna happen. Just go. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't expect that something really weird is gonna happen.
Yeah.
But actually it happens. That's the thing, because you compare yourself to it. Like you'd be like, even if I was drunk or something, would I actually like be that creepy? I don't think so. That's kind of what you go through. So how far off would somebody else be, you know? Like even if somebody comes and says, how far are they gonna go? The answer is really far. You just don't know it until you see it. Because I've had behaviors where I honestly didn't expect it. You can literally see me getting caught by surprise. And when I get caught by surprise, I do a very specific face.
Which one?
That I am going to kind of smile, but then I recover it. So I do like,
oh, okay.
So you can see that.
So that's genuinely you being surprised. It's not.
Yeah, because I actually don't expect it.
It's not part of the the show.
That's the part where I actually break character just for a little bit and then I recover.
And then
even with the part where in LA I had this guy like come and grab my hand and put it on his winner, and you can literally see me like turning around and doing this.
Yeah.
Because I actually didn't expect it.
Yeah. You obviously felt very awkward there.
Yeah. And obviously I just turn around so he doesn't see me, like my face expression, and then I turn back on because I just take that split second to do
like what was going through your brain? Like, oh fuck, how am I going to recover from this?
No.
Let's go.
No. I'm literally at that point. I'm like, the fuck? Okay. I'm literally saying
like,
in my brain, like,
fuck?
what the fuck? And
this is great content. Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's literally me being shocked. Like, okay, I didn't expect this.
And do you get women telling you thank you for what you're doing, or do they?
Yeah,
do they say stop pretending that we are sluts?
No.
How is it? How?
95% amazing comments, like. Very grateful, thank you.
To highlight it.
Yeah, like no one else highlights it, no one believes us, stuff like that. Maybe 3% of women which are actually like, oh, become a real man, whatever.
Yeah.
Which is like 3%, almost nothing.
Which is standard.
Yeah.
Men, how do men react to you most? Do mostly men hate you for doing that?
Depends. The kind of men I show in the videos, yes, they hate me.
Do men thank you for that as well?
They don't exactly thank me, but they're like showing me respect.
Why not? They have mothers, they have sisters, maybe. Why do they not thank you for doing that?
When I get interactions with like guys, it doesn't go like, oh, thank you for doing it. It's like, I think what you're doing is very important.
Right.
So it's not like thank you, but it's more like I respect you for doing it.
Right. Being who you are, do you see women differently?
Yes.
How?
The easiest way to put it into terms is to compare it to games. And what do I mean by that? Do you know how some games you actually have multiple views? So for example, you can see your character, first person, second person.
Yes.
Yeah. But imagine being able to see that at the same time. Imagine you play a split screen game,
right,
where half the screen is first person and half the screen is third person.
Yeah.
I got the ability to do that in real time.
Right.
Because any interaction that I have with any girl, I see it both from my male perspective, but at the same time, how could she perceive it from the female one? And it's kind of crazy, but that literally happens in real time. Because I've been on the exact similar situation as a girl, and it's
So has it? Would you say this experience has made you respect women more and understand them more?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually get one thing. I actually get many comments where people notice that whenever I have any kind of interaction with a girl, many people actually notice that he's actually very respectful, like the body placement, etc., etc., and that girls actually feel really comfortable around him. And the reason for that is because I understand it from the receiving part.
Right. Do women find you safe when they speak to you? Do they feel like
As far as I know,
you're
yes.
a safe space for them?
As far as I know, yeah.
And have women come up to you and told you, that something like this happened, and do they open up to you?
Yeah. That's also a very frequent one.
All right. And you, I mean, many people wonder, but you're straight and you have a girlfriend, and your girlfriend has been with you for a while.
Yeah, almost 5 years now. Actually, it's 4 years we're into the thing.
5 years. What's your girlfriend's name?
Samantha.
Samantha. You have a story also with Samantha tell me about
the very origin of my videos.
Tell me the origin
Samantha.
of your videos.
Yeah,
it's related to Samantha, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Because before that, as I said, I was doing many kinds of videos, and then what stuck the most was the Omegle ones, which is the webcam video chat trolling.
What is that? Just trolling on
through webcams. Like you get paired with a random person, and I just appear as a girl, and then I just scare them, and that was kind of my joke for them, right? So I was accustomed to kind of the female role. And one day, as I was, I don't remember where I was, but I went somewhere, and my girlfriend was waiting for me to pick her up. It was actually also really close to the beach, and it was like a 10-minute drive, maybe 15 at max, something like that. And I'm like, okay, just wait there. Broad daylight, by the way. It's like, it was Sunday, 2-3 p.m. And she was waiting relatively close to the bus stop. And I was driving. I pick her up, and she's like pretty like upset. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, these two guys just came to me, and they kept talking. Oh, let's go have a drink. And I kept telling them no. And they kept insisting like, oh, come on, don't be upset. Let's go have a drink, blah, blah. And she was trying to like make them go away, and they wouldn't go away. And at that point, I was like, that's a thing? She's like, yeah, what do you think? I'm not going out at night, like even down the street to get like something from the like mini store or something. And at that point, I was like, wait, there are actually people like that who insist so much and like harass me. I couldn't really process it. And at the same time, an idea came into my head. I'm like, so we have someone who, if you put it in filmmaking terms, is the villain, okay? And you also have the victim. What if there was someone that could reverse the role, and you can see the villain feeling what the victim feels? And that would be peak cinema.
Yeah.
That's actually going, I'm not even saying anything, that's just going through my head. Like that was my original thought process. And I'm like, what if I actually could pull off what I'm doing through webcams, but in real life? Because most of those guys, like, I'm not saying by any means that I'm a bodybuilder, I'm big, strong, whatever, but in most cases, I would be stronger than most. So I'm
well, you'd be stronger than any average woman, that's for sure.
Well,
so you have that as a first.
Yeah, yes. And I also play a lot psychologically with them. I will appear in their eyes stronger than what I actually am.
Well, that name is pretty scary as well.
Yeah, so...
and how you say it really scares
people.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a really big part of the whole like reverse roles thingy. Because even if we are kind of similar when it comes to strength with the other guy who was, let's say, in this instance, the villain, I will position my body language in a way where he feels inferior. Even if the reality is that he's not, I can make him feel. You know,
absolutely.
It's completely psychological.
Absolutely. So there's a guy that's coming there with his strength and his power, and he thinks he can dominate that girl.
Because there is a very important thing.
Yeah.
People never expect to be confronted. That's a very important part.
Yes.
Why do you think people will go ahead and say shit on social media and stuff? Because they will not be confronted.
Yeah.
Why do you think somebody who is on the car will scream at you, where he's the coming, he's gonna leave because he know he's not confronted. But you know what happens the moment you actually, instead of just sitting there, you start running them down.
They shit their pants.
They shit their pants.
Absolutely.
Beyond belief. You can see actual terror in their eyes.
Absolutely.
And the same thing with those people. When they actually come and they're like, and then I just death stare them into the eyes with the most like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I can kill you right now if I want to.
Yeah.
Wait, you think I'm playing? Look into my fucking eyes. You think I'm playing?
Huh? Dude, you're scaring me right now.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
So like, if imagine,
What the fuck?
imagine going from like, oh, I'm helpless to this,
and I fucking know you.
And you
I'm
know
an
me.
interview and I go scared.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't know me, and I'm just death staring you with zero emotion.
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm gonna do. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I give them the feeling that I am unpredictable, and what is unpredictable? Scary.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's that. Even if you are stronger than me, if I am put in a situation where I have to defend myself, I will make you feel that I am the superior, even though I'm actually not. It all comes down to psychology.
There's a guy now, I forgot his name. He's Russian. He's in the gym. He pretends he's the cleaner. Is it Vitaly?
No, it's not. He's Vladimir. He's also his name is Vladimir.
So he goes into the gym. He pretends he's a weak cleaner.
Yeah, the cleaner. Yeah.
And he moves the weights of these guys that have been working out for 1 hour in one hand. He puts them to the side.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, this is easy, bro."
And before he does that, they're looking at him like, "Hey, dude, be careful. You're gonna break your back."
Yeah.
And like, can you please move? And when they see him do that, they have so much respect. You have that kind of
it's a very
reaction as well.
Yeah.
But not in so much, oh my God, look at him, how strong he is. It's more like, oh my God, this guy's going to kill me.
Exactly.
Yeah? This guy's going to beat me up.
Well, in technical, he has the exact same like mentality, because you see like this huge dude who can barely deadlift the bar. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I lift 400 pounds. I am strong. And you see this dude like come and lifting it like it's nothing. You're scared.
Yes.
You're like,
what just happened?
I thought I was strong.
Yeah.
This dude could kill me. Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah. That's
it's the same psychological receiving end, let's say.
This is very trending these days. I mean, in the last 2-3 years, you see a lot of characters like that, where they're doing, they're pretending they're weak at some point, and then they show. Is this something that you feel has helped in your character development?
I actually haven't seen any of those.
Well, like the guy who picked up the weights, for instance.
But other than that, I don't know anyone else.
You don't know anyone else that's doing that. Do you feel there's a niche for that?
Well, I feel like it's a general human need. I don't feel like it's a need. It's a general human need that we feel good when we see someone who is huge on his ego get on his knees.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a human need that we have, that when we see someone with high ego, we don't like him. And the moment he actually goes from his high ego to his knees, we get enjoyment from that. I feel like that's a human need.
All right.
So on both instances, it's the same thing.
All right.
I just came up with a different example that you see on Facebook, but those like obviously are scripted for views and stuff, but it's the same. They apply the same psychological thing. How many like those Facebook videos you see where like, oh, some black guy walks into a fancy restaurant and the waiter is like, you have to dine in a different room or something like that. Yes. And there's like, oh, I'm actually the owner.
Yeah.
And the manager's like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, it's a dumb scripted video, but they base it on the same psychological need that the superior high ego person is actually in the inferior place now. It's the same psychology.
But that's triggering feeling that people want to also want to see. I think that's also part of the success. I mean, we'll talk about your success in a minute, but the reason why this is blowing up is because people want not only to see it because of the comedy factor, they want to see it because they relate. They want to see it because there is that change of positioning of, I feel like I'm the powerful man, and this woman comes to speak to me, and with the change of
reversal of power,
then you become the strength. That sort of transitioning is something that's very watchable. people relate to it, and they want to see that. And that's why right now I'm saying you've just started. That's why I feel that there's so much for you, what you're going to be doing with what you've already done, and the experience that you have. And what is the next step for you? Are you going to continue doing these kind of videos? I know you've got multiple channels.
Yeah.
So you've got what? What's your total channels?
10.
10.
Roughly. I cannot even remember.
Are they all to do with Natalia, your female character?
No.
Or there's different characters?
Some of them, yes. Some of them, actually, they really break down. Some of them has nothing to do with it. Some of them has to do a little bit with it. Some have to do fully with it. So, like, it's variety.
Right.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of people, what's your total followers in all your channels?
If you combine all social media and some band accounts on TikTok for no reason, it would easily be over 8 million.
And how many views do you think you've had until now?
Billions.
In
I don't know, but
you
billions.
can't even measure them.
Huh?
I don't unmeasurable.
I don't know, but it's billions.
Billions. In Cyprus, do you have the biggest YouTube account?
Uh,
Or one of the biggest?
Well, in Cyprus, you cannot really. I mean, as
we have to take away
Cypriot,
companies that are based in
yeah,
Cyprus.
yeah, you need to take away that.
yeah.
But in terms of
As a person, I mean.
as a person who is like more popular and has like the most views and stuff like that, yeah, I think even on like there is a site like Famous Birthday, something like that.
Yes.
I am number one that has anything that has to do with. I'm even actually number one Vlad.
What's that?
It actually tells you, for example, you're the number one influencer with your date of age, for example, or you're the first one in your country, you're the first one with your first name. It's actually a really funny statistic.
You're the number one Vlad.
I think, yeah.
Okay. Worldwide.
When it comes to popularity.
Okay.
It used to be like some other guy who has like 40 million subscribers, who is Russian or something.
Right.
And I was always number 2. And I'm like, okay, actually never going to surpass him. But apparently there is like, when it comes to popularity, there are also other measures, like hype at the current time and stuff like Famous Birthdays. Hold on.
Probably number 2000, Eddie, 2 million.
Oh, see? So,
What are you?
so if you see it right here,
Yeah.
it says Vlad and Ciel, right? It says YouTube star, birthplace, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And basically it just says, born on October 13th, I am the 11th most popular. Born in Cyprus, number one. First name Vlad. Creator, born in Cyprus, number 2. And for example, if you go...
Number 1.
Yeah, if you press it,
Yeah.
I am number 1, number 2 is Phidias.
Who's number 3?
Ashley
Maria.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, but you also need to born
only
in
fan stars.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, for example, born in Cyprus.
Oh, that's fantastic. You need to put a picture there.
It's not by me. It's like somebody else does it. So
let's say you've peaked right now.
And when I actually saw this, you know what I was the most impressed by? I didn't know I had the same birth date with my favorite actor.
Who?
Sacha Baron.
No way.
I have the same birthday. And like when I was doing like all these acting things, I was case studying Sacha Baron. Because
Really?
I believe like, for me, he's the best actor there is.
He's
because
fantastic.
his movies are not movies, most of them. They're pranks. And so, which means no second chances. You need to play the character to the maximum and make other people believe that you are actually Borat. You are Borat.
He is one of my favorite actors ever since Ali G. I don't know if you're aware of
no, I'm aware.
Ali G was maybe before your time,
Yeah.
but I was me and
But
all my friends were
you
so
need to
addicted to
you
him.
need to realize how crazy
Yeah.
that is, because you need to stay in role no matter what.
Yeah.
And not just that, you need to convince them that you are the most absolute idiotic person on the planet,
Yeah.
which is a really hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna case study the fuck out of it. Like, what are his techniques? Like, what does he think while he films and stuff like that? And I actually adapted that to my own content. And then out of nowhere, when somebody sent me this site, I was like, I have the same birthday as him, what? And you know what's even funnier? One of my friends, he's actually an insane rapper, right? He's the best rapper I personally know.
Who?
I'm not gonna say it right now, but because there are
Big him up. Okay, we won't. We don't have to say that.
Wait, right now, but if he will watch it, he knows I'm talking about me. He's a legend, okay? Bro is gonna go really big. he has the same birthday as Eminem.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like,
I have to see who I have the birthday,
bro, that's
same
crazy.
birthday with.
That's actually crazy.
That's amazing. You are going to meet Sasha.
I hope so. I really hope so.
You will. I'll put a bet on that, and I don't think it's going to be too long. Hopefully, after this interview,
I want to make a movie with him.
Hopefully, after this interview, he'll see it and he'll pick up and say, "I want to meet this Vlad."
I want to make a movie with him.
Oh yeah, he'd want
It
you.
would be like the peak.
He'd want you in that movie.
I don't care what it is. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
You will. You will. And when you do, you remember this moment.
Okay.
That I told you.
I
you
hope
will.
so. Yeah.
So your success is right now at its peak, and you have all these accounts, and you've got quite a lot of momentum. Where do you see yourself now in 2-3 years?
In fact, there are many people who struggle to find what they're gonna do next week, especially creators here in Cyprus, in Greece. That's a whole tragedy. I have tried to make videos with so many locals, and they don't even know what they're gonna do in 2 weeks. It's tragic. But,
do you? Do you?
Well, in fact, I already know what videos I'm gonna do in 2027. I actually know in 2026, 2027. And you know what's a really big struggle when you actually do that? Time feels very short.
Yes.
Because when you don't know what's coming, you can lay back and
I'll do it tomorrow.
look forward
I'll do
to
it tomorrow.
I have
I'll do it
time.
later.
You say I have time.
I have time. Yeah.
I have time. But when you know precisely what you're gonna do, 2026, in this month, 2027, this month, it feels so short. It feels like it's tomorrow because you can literally see in front of you all the things that you have to do. And because I know that I need to do 50 different things, it feels so much and it's kind of overwhelming. I don't feel like I have time. I'm like, I don't have time.
So you're aware of what you're going to do.
Correct.
You want to tell us? Well, I know you said that you were traveling around the world. You're doing a world tour.
I just said that to you.
Can we announce it?
Yes, but I won't get into much details.
Okay.
So basically, the US trip was a testing of the grounds, let's say, to see how we work as a team, how we can do content in other countries, what kind of issues we may potentially face. That was a testing ground. That's why it was just 4 cities. And
are you convinced that you need to do that now?
And I am very convinced that we could make some of the best videos that the internet will have ever seen in the span of 2026, 2027.
You want to tell me some countries you're going to go to? Or we keep it as a surprise?
We'll keep it a surprise.
Keep it a surprise.
I have a notes list on my...
You have a notes list.
Yeah.
I can start to imagine you
could imagine.
in some countries, how you would be taken. And you know what? I don't want to know which country it's going to be, but I can't wait to see the reaction. And actually, that's going to highlight something, again, on a deeper level, of how each society treats their women differently.
That's a very important thing, because I'll just give you one country, okay? So you can understand the difference. We've seen America, and we'll see it again, but way more states and stuff. We have seen Europe, but for example, and in every single one, there is a lot of stalking, there is a lot of touching, a lot of stuff like that.
Yes.
But for example, in Japan, they have a stalking problem. Men will literally follow women.
Just follow.
Just follow them for as long as you can imagine.
Is that a thing? I don't know about
That's a thing.
That's a thing in Japan.
That's a thing in Japan. They will just follow a girl for hours. She will get home and they will just sit and watch. That's a whole thing. Okay?
Okay.
So I already know that I'm basically never going to have an actual conversation. But if I actually catch that on camera multiple times, I'll show that, bro, this is a problem, you know?
So you're not expecting
For
Japanese
example,
guys
in
to
the
come
Japanese,
up to you and flirt with you?
Mostly not.
Okay.
It will happen, inevitably, a little bit.
It'll probably be American.
But I do see, because I've seen that problem a lot, we're going to have a lot of stalking. That's what I assume would happen, let's say. And, yeah.
Or a Cypriot. Imagine a Cypriot in Japan. Hello, baby.
No,
what is your name? Papa, na iya mo irtes chedo.
No.
Imi Japonia. Tu irtes bubisa mo.
To be honest, I don't have Cypriots because Cypriots know me. I only had one Cypriot so far. which was like old, so he didn't know me.
Yeah.
And he was like, Angelemu.
Yeah, what else? Tell me what else he taught you. Angelemu.
Angelemu. And I pretended I don't speak Greek, and I'm like, my angel. That was literally the interaction there.
What do people in Cyprus feel about you? Honestly.
Honestly, I
Do
feel
they
like
respect what you're doing, or do they all feel like you're
it's
a loser? What is it?
it's two polar opposites. There is no in the middle. It's either they passionately hate me or they really like me.
Why do you think they hate you?
Oh, it's very simple. Because in this country, we are taught to be satisfied with mediocrity when it comes to anything. Doesn't matter if it's business success, educational success, acting, food. We are taught that we need to be satisfied with mediocrity. We reward mediocrity. And that's what, in my opinion, kills this country a lot. So, if they see an actor doing literally this with a towel on TikTok, they will be like, oh, ha, 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 funny, he plays the role of a woman, ha, ha, funny. But if you see someone actually doing it really, really well, you know what they're gonna say? Not funny, he's gay.
Yeah. He must be gay for him to be that good.
Yeah.
I got that.
See?
I
He's
got that.
too good to not be.
I actually was in exactly that position.
Wait, and another one. You know, in the podcast with Phidias, I actually said how much I was making at the time, right?
Yes.
And obviously everything is going through my bank account, Bank of Cyprus, blah, 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 blah. So everything is just, you can see it there. You know what happened 4 days later? I received a report from the tax department for previous years that the tax department itself told me I should do nothing. I went in 2021 to declare taxes, and they're like, you're making way too little money to even declare it. Just go get lost.
Right.
I go 2022 to declare. Just get lost. You're not making enough money. And now I get a report at my house that says you need to declare 2021, 2022, or this and this will happen.
Why do you think that happened?
Because somebody reported me. You know why? Because if he's making more money than me, that means he must be doing something illegal. Yeah. If he's too good at acting, he must be. You see where I'm going with this? We have rewarded as a society mediocrity so much that anyone who is better than the average close-minded person
must
here
be doing something
must
wrong.
be doing something.
Must be doing something wrong, illegal.
Something illegal,
or,
something which is not normal.
Do you see that on in Cyprus on all levels or just
all levels?
All levels.
All levels. The only people in Cyprus who are not satisfied with mediocrity are like a tiny percent, a very, very tiny percent of ultra successful Cypriots or people who live in Cyprus and are from abroad.
Yeah.
I haven't met a single Greek or Cypriot. When I say Cypriot, I also involve Greeks inside. It's the same exactly, like nationality, mentality, it's the same thing, okay? And the only people I meet who are actually serious and they have like big goals, like even unrealistic goals, because my goal was unrealistic and I'm making it, which means it's realistic.
Yeah.
So the only people I actually meet are either ultra successful Cypriots who came from zero or foreigners. That's it. No one else. I have talked to countless creators from Greece. I cannot emphasize how much mediocrity they have in mind. Like, I want to do something big, okay, in the country, and the creators who are popular here, they're like, no, it's not gonna work. And then I do it, and they're like, bro, how did you do it? Same thing with TV. Do you know that my whole Natalia character, the first thing I did before publishing it on the internet, I presented it to a Greek TV station because I used to be in Big Brother, so I got a few connections with people from the inside. So I talked with the head of the directors, stuff like that, in a really big Greek YouTube channel. And I presented the whole Natalia concept.
What did they say?
Not interesting. Who's gonna care?
Are they calling you now to ask
Nope.
for forgiveness?
No, but the thing is
or
that
at least to maybe consider it? Are they? Are these
but,
people?
no, but I see the same people liking my posts. That's all I see. But that's what I'm trying to see. That they have so much mediocrity in their mind that anything that sounds too big of an idea is like, it's not gonna work, not interesting. Who's gonna care?
You see, the problem is many people want to do things, and not many people pull through and do what they say they're going to do. You are the exception to that rule. And I can understand whether it's TV stations or media companies or people that have an idea of, okay, that's a good idea, but he probably won't pull through. They don't know you. They haven't worked with you. They haven't seen what you have gone through, what you've gone, and what you're about to do.
You present with a plan, a realistic action plan. You're not even gonna be like, I'm gonna be a billionaire. How?
Yes,
I'm gonna be a billionaire. You're literally presenting them with a plan. I wanna do this, and these are the steps that I'm gonna take.
Right, but plans are not always followed, you know very well. And not everyone sticks to a plan. Not everyone can fulfill the plan. Your plan, you can fulfill to it. You can stick to it.
You know what's very funny? That so far, everything that I have done and people actually find impressive, it was planned over a year ago. The video in New York, which right now is going viral, it has 7 million views just on YouTube on a long form video, which is crazy, in a month. And it has gotten tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions already on social media short form, okay? I knew that I would do that video ever since, I think it was summer 2023. Do you realize how far off that is?
Yep. You knew it and you did it.
You know what? Because in summer 2023, I would see TikToks, women are getting punched on the street, stuff like that. So I was like, I somehow need to show them. That's crazy. Like if someone actually catches anything like that on camera and like shows this problem and also like adds comedy in it, it's gonna go insane.
Yeah.
And I just knew it. But everyone was like, no, bro. And back then I wasn't making the money I'm making now, so I couldn't travel with a team to the USA. So I just had to wait until I gathered enough money and I have the resources to pull that off. Just like same thing I have right now. With the world tour, I guarantee you it's going to be one of the biggest series that have ever been on the internet.
I'm pretty sure of that.
And it's going to be evergreen. So they're going to be watched even in 10 years. And I'm telling you now, 2 years ahead of time.
I'm pretty sure of that. And the reason is, you hear this success story every time. People don't believe in me or her or this. And eventually they make it. Only you can believe in yourself in the way that you do.
Of course.
That's the only way you're going to be able to do anything in life. And you know what? Most success stories go with that element, that only you can believe so much in yourself. And that's why you've done it. And you're a success story that you have just started, and you're going to have so much more to do and so much more to say. But the minute I saw these, I recognized the talent and I recognized the passion that you put in this. And that's why also I invited you to be part of as well Mika, which is the Mediterranean Influencer and Creator Association, Cyprus and Greece. And it's people like you that make the difference. It's people like you, people like Fidias, people like who are really investing in what they believe in. And I can't express how much I feel you've done in your life, and how grateful you should be for what you've achieved. And I think it's a shame that not more people see it, but they will.
Eventually.
They will. Maybe after this interview, maybe after another 2 or 3 or 4, maybe after they stop and take a minute to understand it. And I wanna sort of go to finish off this interview that we're having together, because it could be a 10-hour interview if we don't.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a few things that you talked about on Fidias's podcast, but you talked about the difficulty in getting into the role, with also the role itself. You have to do so much to get into the role of where you are. But also, particularly, what impressed me is how much work you put into your voice to get your voice up in there. It's not just me trying to speak like a woman. You actually do quite a bit. You warm up, you fix your larynx, you tone up, you do your tempo, there's a lot of work being done that. You learned all that on YouTube, you said, yeah? And how long does it take you for you to actually be vocally ready?
Well, realistically, if I speak 5 minutes in 5 minutes straight, it's more than enough.
But 5 minutes straight as a woman, you mean?
Yeah.
But how long does it take you to get to that 5 minutes?
Well, what I did is for the first 2 years that I started these like webcam videos, whenever I had like a random time, I was in the car, I'm driving, I would start making vocal exercises. Like things that I literally don't have to do anything at that time. I'm stuck in traffic. I would be like, I would just do random stuff like that. Like just flexing the voice up and down to make the muscles like more adaptive to the change and everything like that. So I would try to make the most out of my time. But yeah, and you know how I came about this entire thing? We have an entrepreneur in Cyprus, you know Haji Kyriakou, the guy who started EasyJet. Mm-hmm. So, do you know, he's Cypriot and he's the first person who started the business model of a cheap airline, right?
Yes.
Before him, there was no Ryanair, no Wizz, no American, nothing. Okay, do you know how he did it? He just grabbed the concept of this is everything that has to do with flying a plane. He broke it down to as many detailed pieces that goes into flying the plane from the moment you step into the airport, that you give the luggage, that everything. He just broke it down and he said, okay, how can I make the most efficient out of every single part there is? If there are 20 different parts, how can I improve every single part? And that's why he reduced the cost so much, because he's like, okay, this part is useless. We don't even need that part. This part, why are we wasting so much money on it? We can just merge it with this one. So that's exactly my approach when it comes to everything that has to do with my videos. I break down every single element of the video from the point I encounter someone, from the point of what they might even suspect that goes wrong with me, from technical perspective, every single one. I think I break down everything and I'm like, okay, how can I improve it? And I'm talking like silly, stupidly small things. I would even like put a shiny necklace here, so they would spend more time looking at the chest area, so they don't recognize the face as much. Like I'm talking that small of dumb details. Like you would think that it's just a jewelry. No, it's literally something shiny that will drag your eyes for a little bit longer, so you are focused on something that looks more realistic than my face.
Right.
That's how deep I go into this. So I'm like, okay, voice. What else is there? Like I would wear gloves to cover the veins. Like every single thing you can imagine, I will try and manipulate it to my favor. But I need to break it down first.
That's amazing. What you do is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And you are going to be the next big thing very, very soon. And I'm so happy we had this talk.
Yeah, it was a very interesting talk.
Before you become too popular and we won't be able to have any time to be able to speak to you.
Actually, I have a legal contract with my best friend.
Yeah.
That because I had bad experiences with like really big and influential people. So I'm like, okay, you know what? No matter what, I never want to become like this high ego, whatever.
Please don't.
Okay, so like I simply don't want, like I would hate myself if I did. So I legally granted my best friend the ability to beat the shit out of me if I ever become that.
Kimon.
Yeah.
Oh.
He actually has a legal.
I have the key.
He actually has a legal thing that says that if I ever become like too high ego or whatever, he can beat the shit out of me with no consequences.
Oh man, that's amazing.
And I actually told him, please do.
That's fantastic.
Like I don't want to be because I've seen people who are big on social media, and I just look at them and I'm disgusted. Like those are complete pieces of shit in my mind.
Who do you think you are? Yeah. Who are you? To
Yeah.
say? Yeah.
Because with their attitude, so I'm like, okay, no matter what, I don't want to be anything like that. If I ever accidentally, without me realizing, become that, please stop me.
Yeah. Well, you're very humble. When I met you, you were very humble, even though you have one of the biggest accounts in the region, and what you're doing is really something big. The first time I met you, you didn't know who I was. You were very humble to me. You were very kind, and you're very humble to every single person that you meet. And I feel it's not going to change you. It doesn't matter what happens. I feel you're going to stay grounded.
I think it's the same thing.
You will stay humble.
Because I don't get I'm a very simplistic and minimalistic person.
No.
Because, for example, in my everyday life, you will never see me wear like something special. Like the same white T-shirt. I've had this for 10 years. I'm still wearing it. It's
yours.
comfy.
It'll be worth a lot of money one day.
It's comfy. I'm literally having the same jacket for 10 years now. It's old. I don't care. It's comfy.
That's what makes you. That's why.
Like the only reason I would, for example, wear something that looks better or whatever is just because I have to. Yeah. In a social situation or something like that. But other than that, you will always see me like with some sports clothes, like every single time.
Because your attention is not there. I mean, if you speak to Elon Musk, if you speak to Mark Zuckerberg, or even Apple CEO, they're wearing. They come up and they wear T-shirts. They don't want to spend time and effort on that. They want to spend time on making the world better.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's just that I don't really care, because I feel like if you're talking to me, I am what you should be focused on.
Absolutely.
Not what I wear, not what I could literally come with the whatever. I'll just
as a woman.
I could literally come as a way to change nothing, but yeah, technically but that's the thing, because and I also seen many fans who actually are kinda not even shy. They're kinda afraid to ask for a picture. And I've seen that especially in Greek events. And I couldn't understand why. I would see people actually approaching like, hey, is it okay if I take a picture or something? I'm like, of course. Like that's what I am at the event for. And then I actually realized why. Like I've seen some influencers use like 1/10. I'm even highballing it, but let's say 1/15 of my following or whatever. And they walk in and they act like they're divas and they're like the hottest thing around. Like, don't talk to me. Like, bro, do you know who I am? And I'm looking at them like, what's wrong with you? And I've actually seen like literally a fan going to take a picture, and I've seen someone who does this.
Yeah. Vlad, I want to thank you for being here with me, having a chat. You know, there's so much to talk about. We could sit and talk, for another 10 hours. Yeah, in fact, I want to do this again if we can in 6 months' time, after some more time has passed, and just see your progress, because you have such an interesting story, and I'm sure everyone wants to know.
This year is more about creating a stepping stone for the next year, so let's do it later.
Later, like in a year?
Yeah, because 2025 for me is just focusing on building the stepping stone to step on the next year.
Right, okay.
So there's not going to be something very special this year.
Right, so let's speak exactly this date next year. Let's do that.
2026. Not much is going to happen, because it's going to happen later in 2026.
I don't think so. I think that a lot's going to happen and you don't even know yet.
Okay, a lot is going to happen.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. I believe it will.
I have my plans, so yeah. Okay.
So I want to thank you, Vlad, for being with me on the show. And if people are still watching until now, thank you. And of course,
they have great attention span.
They have great intentions, absolutely. And of course, if you enjoyed everything that Vlad had to say today, or if you didn't, comment down below. Make sure you like this video so it gets popular. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please give that subscribe button a click. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't know who this person is, which rock are you living under? But Vlad, just for the sake, what is your popular right now?
Vlad NCL on any social media is gonna pop up.
And if people Google Vladimir girl, you'll pop up as well. It's that popular.
Anything related to Russian girl Vladimir, Vladimir girl, Vlad Vladimir something, it's most likely gonna pop up. So yeah.
So
you have options.
Do you have any of the options? Because I was looking for you and I was literally typing Russian girl, Russian boy girl, and you came up straight away. I mean, it didn't take much to find you.
Yeah.
You're very easy to find right now.
That's not always good.
Yeah, I know, right? So thank you very much, Vlad.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Good luck in everything you do, bro.
Thank
everything you do. You and Natalia.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.